Welcome back, everyone. So, so haven't really done that much other than just kind of looking like researching and stuff, sort of. And we're going to do the same deal here, except first I want to see if there is something in preferences that will make it automatically start up in Imperial units. So let's see if we can find a setting here. And probably won't be interface, but we can look real quick. Rendering menus, themes. I'm not really interested in themes so much. Viewport doesn't have to do anything. Lights, editing, weight, paint, grease pencil, miscellaneous, animation, input, navigation, or key map, navigation, system. There's nothing in here, huh? Save and load. Okay, so we're gonna have to look it up. Hmm. Uh, Imperial units. We'll do that. Units of measurement. That's also in cat's bits. Anyways, let's see. How to Blender game engine. That's not really anything to do with 2.8. Let's see. 2.8 units options. Units still reside within the scene properties. The primary selections for the unit system also remain unchanged. None, metric, default, and imperial once set. Okay. Important units of measurement is different. Display different measurements. Numerics. Okay. None of the selecting none disables additional options. Okay. To access unit options, scene, subheading, unit scale. Okay. Each changes the proportional size of the grid's major primary divisions relative to the base scale value. 1. Established when using the unit system. For example, a 1-to-1 ratio between unit system and unit scale, they're both 1.0, means both system and grid scale match the default cube being 2x2x2 position 1 unit either side of the x, y, and z axes. At a ratio of 10 to 1.1 to 0.5, the grid appears larger because the unit scale is now half the size of the system scale, making the cube appear smaller. And at 1 to 2, a smaller, tighter grid is shown. Okay. Unit scale is not the same as grid subdivisions. The former being used largely to establish a project's overall size or scale. The latter for defining or fine-tuning major 10 minor units per major, etc. Unit scale changes the size of each cell in the grid relative to the measurement system. 0.5, each grid cell is twice as large as the default. At 2.0, twice as small. Not the same as subdivisions. Okay. In scene properties, settings for options for units, default to metric rather than none. Okay. So it's not really telling me a whole lot, but it's giving me a good idea. Let's look at this real quick. Viewport shading in units. Viewport shading units. The old default unit previous were Blender units. In 2.8, the default unit of measure is metric. The scene tab, you can also use imperial. You can change the length to meters, centimeters. That's what Blender will use throughout the scene. If you're using you can change the length to feet or inches. Yeah, but how do you set that specifically? Unit system. Oh, I see. Lengths in feet. I see. Adaptive miles. So I could set something to miles. Feet is fine though. Separate units. Display units in pairs. Oh, I see. Interesting. Does that mean we could do 1 foot, 1 inch, feet, inches? Because that might also be another. What if I did separate units? Actually, it shouldn't change this at all. It just when you're doing your scale. Yeah, let's actually go to the object properties here. Location. Zero. .1. 0.1. 1.2 inches. That's weird. That's interesting. It's like I wonder how I set that, right? Like 1 foot, 1 inch or something. 1. Oh, cool. You can just kind of do it that way. Okay. Okay, here. I'll just leave it. Reset. Okay. So that's the end of the. Oh, you didn't get to see that. Okay. Here, let's do this. Okay, so we have 0, and I set it to do separate units. So if I do, what if I just do it this way? It's 1, 1. No, it's still going to be 0. 1. If I do 1.5, 1 foot 6 inches. So I can still do it that ways. 1.25, 3 inches. 1.2, or 1 foot 3 inches. That, or 0. Okay, so at least you get an idea here. That's what separate units does. So I think I'm going to leave it as separate units also. Anyways, we'll see you in the next video. Maybe we'll figure out how to save this as a preference. I might just have to save the scene and then load it in every time, and sort of like what I do with the default with the drawing template, however they pronounce it. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.